Hi everyone, this is Kaua'i, and I decided to make a special video for those of you who get my newsletter, which is about 1,100 of you. So thank you for tuning in to my newsletter and watching this video. First of all, I want to show you this sign, but it's backwards for you. Let your faith be stronger than your fear. Can you read it backwards? Anyways, that's the message of today, letting your faith be stronger than your fear. And the reason why I'm inspired to do this video is because my faith has been seriously tested in the last 2 weeks, and I wanted to let you guys know of some big changes that are happening in my life, and hopefully not to my ranch, but quite possibly could be. So I'll try to keep this really quick. So the reason why I'm inspired to make this video is many of us are on a cancer healing journey, deciding to heal naturally. Especially, we are constantly fundraising, having to raise money because our costs are very high and insurance does not cover it. So I was inspired to share my story because I know many people on the cancer healing journey, and we're all in the same boat because insurance is not covering much of what we're doing. So if you know anybody who's trying to raise money and they're on a cancer healing journey, it's real. It really does take a lot of stamina and inner faith to wake up each morning and keep going in a positive way in light of the shadows that come in light of having to raise so much money and such. So this video is for all of you to understand the reality that many of us are in. So just to share a little bit of my situation, those of you who've been following my story know this. I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer almost 2 years ago, September 2016. And since then, I've had to do many fundraisers because my costs are so high, like I mentioned. And I was at a serious place this last spring in April and was really considering selling my ranch. I have a beautiful 10-acre ranch with 4 horses. I do equine facilitated learning work with my horses, and it's a joy, it's a gift, it's wonderful. And it's really expensive on top of my cancer healing routine. So I was in a place where I was seriously considering selling my ranch because I was not sure how to cover my costs. And I've had an Airbnb on my property for about 3.5 years, a cottage, which has done really well. And I got the brilliant idea of I can ask a very generous friend for a very generous loan and buy a tiny house, because tiny houses are very popular right now, and have it probably rented out very quick on Airbnb and bring in money. So I ended up doing that. I bought this beautiful tiny house. It took months to get it together. It was obstacle after obstacle. Cyrus and I worked our butts off. It was very challenging, but finally, months later in July, it was listed. And for about a week and a half, I went to my vitamin C infusions, which cost $265 a pop, and I was not worrying about money. The tiny house was booked out, and it was great. Week and a half after that, I get a letter from the county saying that they were alerted that I have an unpermitted living structure on my property. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking with the planning department. They've been very nice. I'm not dissing them at all. They've been very kind to me. It looks like I'm losing both my Airbnb properties because, one, the cottage, which I've been renting out for 3.5 years, is not permitted to be rented out to earn income from, which I did not know, to be very honest. And the tiny house is not legal to do that, which I did not know either. Anyways, and the jump through the hoops to make them legal is nearly impossible, costs too much money, and I don't really have the energy for it, to be honest. So I'm in a place where, unfortunately, I'm seriously considering selling my ranch because of the cost of the ranch, and my healing expenses is so high. So I'm very surrendered. When I found this out a couple weeks ago, I was pretty devastated. I spent hours crying in the barn with my horses. And that's a whole nother topic, what to do with my horses, because they live a really good life, and it breaks my heart to think of losing them. It makes me tear up even thinking about it. So I'm not going to talk about that because I don't want to cry in front of all of you. So anyways, I'm totally surrendered. I went through a period of being very angry at whoever turned me in. I know for a fact through doing some research that whoever turned me in knows my story. So I was really angry at whoever knows my story. They have no idea of the implications this has. This influences everything: my bees, my dog, my partner, my horses, my life. It's extremely stressful in my life. And when you have a serious cancer diagnosis, stress is what puts you over the top. So I was very angry at this person, and I'm coming to a place of forgiveness and acceptance and trusting that whoever did this act, it's somehow for my own good. It's somehow to bring me in a place of deeper healing and relaxation and rest. And I need to trust in that. Otherwise, I would just be demolished because I'm facing losing everything I've worked so hard to create for 4.5 years. Hence, let your faith be stronger than your fear. Fear can tear you down. Faith lifts you up. So that's a little bit of what I'm facing right now. And I just want to say too, if whoever's watching this, if you were the one to turn me in, I wish you would come and talk to me first and shared your feelings about what I was doing and talk to me about it, and maybe I could have changed it before this whole landslide happened. But again, I'm sitting with it and I'm surrendering. But I just wanted to mention that piece. So I have a workshop coming up in 2 weeks, Healing Cancer Naturally with Horses. It's blending the horse work I do with the cancer work I've done with cancer patients. It might possibly be my last workshop here at Windhorse Sanctuary. If you're interested in coming, there's 2 spaces. It's powerful work. It's profound, transformational place to be here on the ranch, and my horses are simply gorgeous. So if you've been tempted to come to one of my workshops, this is the time to do it. And I wanted to say, if you're on a healing journey, even if you don't have cancer and you're drawn to come, reach out and talk to me about it, and we could probably work that out, because like I said, I'd love to find space if somebody's called to do it and you're the right fit. So another reason why I wanted to do this video is just to say to all of you who are in a hard place, just keep the faith and know that these hard things that knock us down, there's really a good reason to bring us to a deeper, wiser place within ourselves, because these are very intense times we're living in right now. And so the more we can keep our eye on the prize and keep the faith and know and trust in the higher vision, the better we will move through it. And I'm also going to post my fundraiser link due to my current financial situation. If you feel like donating, it'd be also appreciated. Like I said, I was so excited to find a way to make money without having to ask for money, but that is slipping through my fingers right now. So thank you all for all the love and the support and the prayers, and you guys have all been so wonderful in these last 2 years. Whoever's watching this, sending you so much love, and take excellent care of yourselves, because life is precious and we never know how much time we have. So that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Lots of love. Aloha.